You're listening to The Cultured Bumpkin, a literature podcast with Jake Phillips, where we present audiobook quality readings of the classics for your enjoyment. Thank you for stopping by. And remember, just because you're a bumpkin doesn't mean you can't be cultured. Hello and welcome to The Cultured Bumpkin. You might have noticed that the last few episodes have been all very short poems. No short stories of 15 or 20 minutes, no excerpts, nothing like that. They've all been very short poems. And I'll tell you why that is. I've been Mr. Mom all week. My wife and the girls went to the beach. So I've been, wrangling the kiddos and doing the housework and trying to make a living by doing voiceovers for people. And the house is, how you say, a disaster. And I'm sort of been just sort of trying to keep the old nose above the water, if you know what I'm saying. And I think it's good every once in a while to be out of your depth and appreciate people that are doing a wonderful job around you. My wife does an amazing job, and when she's gone, I really notice that. So anyway, if you're listening, thank you. Miss ya. Come back soon. Okay, on to the poem. Another short one, because she's not back yet. This is called The Human Seasons by John Keats, and it goes like this. 4 seasons fill the measure of the year. There are 4 seasons in the mind of man. He has his lusty spring, when fancy clear takes in all beauty with an easy span. He has his summer, when luxuriously springs honeyed cud of youthful thought he loves to ruminate, and by such dreaming nigh his nearest unto heaven. Quiet coves his soul has its autumn, when his wings he furleth close, contented so to look on mists in idleness, to let fair things pass by unheeded as a threshold brook. He has his winter, too, of pale misfeature, or else he would forego his mortal nature. The Human Seasons by John Keats. Hopefully, next week I'll be back doing stuff. I'll have a short story or two. Some Jack London is coming up. I've got some interviews with some very interesting people coming up and stuff like that. But yeah, this week it was all short and sweet and trying to keep the old head above the water. And I really appreciate you listening. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you subscribe if you haven't. Hope you leave a review if you haven't. And I hope you tell a friend or 3. I would really appreciate it. And thank you very much for listening. You've been listening to The Cultured Bumpkin, a literature podcast with Jake Phillips. Thank you very much for listening. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed this, would you mind going and subscribing and leaving a nice review on whatever podcast platform you heard this on? I would really appreciate it. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you next time.